Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an awesome life. Never underestimate your influence. You are equally as influential as any energy on the planet and beyond. None of us has more power than the other. All right. I'm going to tell you a story, and I want you to think about this. Everything's interconnected. So sometimes we're actually living right now things that have happened in the future, and we're the future that's reflecting things that have happened in the past. We're actually living things that in the past we already knew were going to happen. All right? This actually works this way. That's why there's no such thing as time. You may be doing things right now that you don't even know, a reflection of what you do in the future. Something that's already happened in the future that you actually did. And so things will happen, and then later on you go, oh my gosh, that's so weird that I did that. It's not weird. Everything's interconnected. A little mind-blowing, but let's talk about the influence of your power and what you can help manifest for others if they choose. All right, I was told by a extremely talented psychic medium that I would be a famous writer in 20 years. Whoa, 20 years? Yikes. I'll be dead in 20 years, right? I was 30 at the time. I thought 50 was ancient. But she told me something very important. She said, nothing I tell you will come to pass unless you make it happen. You have total control over it. She said, so I can warn you about something and you can stop it from happening. I can tell you something amazing, but if you don't do it, it will not happen. And I thought, wow, that was the first time I realized that I was in charge. And it was sort of weird because we used to go to psychics to hear our fortunes because we thought that's what it was. And that's how it was going to play out. And then thus we would create that, believing that it was in stone. It's not. It changes every split second, depending on your thought. Starts with your thoughts. Watch those thoughts and your actions. When I was in fifth grade, I wrote an award-winning book, and I won the Regional Young Authors Conference. I got to go to a university for a day to meet famous authors and go to where they had speeches and other kids from around the country who had won the contest. It was a whole day that I got to get out of school. While I was gone, Mrs. Dill, we used to call her Dill Pickle because she would never smile. She was really tough on us. Mrs. Dill said that the classroom better be nice to me because I was going to be a famous author one day. So when I came back, one of the students said, Mrs. Dill said we had to be nice to you. And I said, why? Because she said you're going to be a famous author someday. And the feeling that I had from that was mind-blowing. It was so amazing that this woman, who would never even crack a smile, said that to the class. It is now many years later, and so what am I doing? I'm on a YouTube channel telling you this story. Did Mrs. Dill know, or did Mrs. Dill help contribute to what happened? If you guys don't know, I wrote an award-winning, best-selling book called The Rooftop Christmas Tree. It's a television movie. I've got 2 other books out. One's another big award winner. And I'm writing several other books and several other movies. I do it for a living. It's one of the many things I do for a living. Did Mrs. Dill predict the future? She somehow knew? Or did Mrs. Dill somehow plant something in my mind that helped create that for me? Now I had to choose and I had to do it. But I never forgot the influence of that one statement that made me feel so incredibly powerful and just really appreciated that I was somebody who could make a difference, could do something with my life. One comment from you can change a person's life. One comment. Somebody who doesn't think they're beautiful. You can tell them wow, I love your eyes, you have beautiful eyes. Or your skin's, so flawless. Or, I always love the way you dress. Or you have a cute laugh. Or you can find something beautiful in somebody else that you can authentically make a comment. You're so smart, or you're so talented, or wow, you're really creative. Or wow, I think you could be a really great business person. My dad, when I was a very little girl, said, Landria, you're really smart. You could own your own company someday. I'll never forget him saying that. I was out clipping the... I used to clip the grass, between the fence, between the neighbors. I had to clip the grass because we didn't have those weed whackers back then. I had to sit and clip with clippers all day. I got paid for that. Little entrepreneur. And my dad came out and talked to me. He says, what do you want to do? What do you want to do when you grow older? I'm like, I want to be a pilot and a teacher. And I named like 5 different things. He says, I think you could be a business owner. I'm like, a business owner? Geez, I was like 10. You don't think about that stuff. Well, guess what? I owned my own first company when I was 19 years old. And I've owned my own businesses ever since then, to this day. Even my investment banking business was my own company. Is that a coincidence, or is one comment that powerful that it fuels that energy and helps contribute to that collective consciousness that tells us we're limitless? Never forget that. The influence you have on a child is so incredible. I'm not talking about spoiling kids and telling them, oh, you're beautiful and wonderful, and you know what. I believe in discipline on some level that is, contributing to people working toward goals in a positive way. But I also believe that being authentic and sharing some positive comments with somebody else raises the frequency of this planet. And you will be amazed at the influence that you have on that person. Just one small thing that you can do for somebody could really change their life. Maybe that one day, and I've seen it on my channel. How many people tell me they want to commit suicide? They don't really want to because you don't post it. You just go do it if you truly want to do it. Those are people who want to hear a reason why they shouldn't. They don't really want to go, but they're really miserable. They don't realize that whatever they're going through is so temporary. You'll look down the road and go, wow, can't believe that I would consider taking my own life, something is so incredibly valuable, that I, over what? Over some stupid thing? And it always is something stupid, by the way. It doesn't seem like it. I'm going to tell you right now, something you say to somebody could make the difference between what they do with their lives. Right? Just one comment is that tipping point sometimes for someone who's ready to quit, or somebody that knows that we all go through this stuff. We've all thought it. I want to get off the planet. Many people have, I'd say the majority of people have thought, I would love to, exit. We've all had that dark night of the soul where you're just, get me the heck off this planet. You're not alone. Everyone goes through it. Everyone. Christ went through it. Father, why do you forsake me? Hey, guy who read the Bible, don't get on my case, all right? I said I don't need to read the Bible because I know the essence of what the message is. We're powerful beyond our imagination. There's nothing we can't do. We are light and love. We are unconditionally loved. That's the message. All right? I'm not saying that just so somebody chose to see something negative and made a negative comment. Now that doesn't have an impact on me. But imagine if you say that negative comment to somebody else who it really impacts them in a negative way. You just took yourself down, not them. You impacted them. They still get to choose what they do with that comment. You can make one comment and change somebody's life. Start doing it today and make the effort to do it. Make the effort. If you can do it to somebody who you don't even like, wow, that's a pretty dress. Or, You know what? I love how you laugh. Or you make me smile when you tell those jokes. Shifts in energy. Energy shift. Energy shift. Maybe they won't be so obnoxious to you. You wield amazing power. Unimaginable. Unlimited. And you can do it with one comment, one word, one thought. Start using it wisely. Everything counts. Every thought counts. Every thought counts. You're creating your reality with that thought. You're not projecting you and you and you. You're creating your reality with that thought. Be afraid. Be very afraid if you are not monitoring those thoughts. And then you wonder why things aren't going your way. You just created that negative reality, that lower frequency on a third dimension. Third dimension when everybody else is out on the fourth and fifth. In the glow of the light of the planet that is transcending into something amazing. It's happened. It's already happened. And you know it, you'll feel it, you'll know something has switched. And you don't know what it is, you just feel something different. And you may start making some big changes in your life, and you don't know why. It could be a job, a relationship. For me, it's where I'm living. I'm going to a space. Guess what's at the end of my block? A meditation center and yoga center. I've wished for that forever. And now I can just walk down a few feet and go into a meditation center if I want to. Pretty amazing. So, maybe I'll shoot some videos down there with you guys, for you guys. I'm meant to change out my space and I'm going with it. Fight nothing. If the universe takes you to a new place and it's outside of your comfort zone, there's a reason for that. And you may feel uncomfortable, but your heart knows if you need to go with it. I went with it, and I have to tell you something. It's amazing. I feel like, wow, I just opened a huge gateway. And I was super comfortable, trust me. I could have stayed here the rest of my life. This is an amazing house. But I realized what would happen here if I stayed. The energy that would go into renovation, the energy that would go into what I had to do to get this thing up to par, because it was time. That's not where I need to focus my energy on. I need a carefree, well-maintained, gorgeous, beautiful, open place in the right location with the right frequency. And you're going to be presented with these opportunities of where you live, what you do for a living, who you help. Opportunities will come to you constantly. What are you going to do with them? Don't turn away. Don't turn away. So, get ready. Your one comment could change the planet. You are that important because you're here. You and I chose to be here. That makes you pretty amazing. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings, my friend. Blessings to you. Namaste.